With technology today. I'm just going to let you all know that it's on this link. Damn it, it's not going to let me share a link. Wow, what a great day this is. Okay, I'm going to have to share it in. Hope you're all watching. I'm going to be 2 seconds and I will be with you. I'm just going to share the link with the patrons. Going there, and then we'll begin our masterclass. Here we go. Hopefully you can all see that. Hi. Sorry. Having a technology day, which is amazing. YouTube wouldn't let me go live with that link. It just kept crashing. But it was fine with a new link. So I don't know what that was all about. Just a little bit of an added challenge, wasn't it? It's very dark. Alright, it's quite a dark day today. See if I can get the light up a bit better. Is that any better? Hope you can all see okay. Yeah, I'm not winning with technology today. Hey ho, we're here. Okay, is everybody here? Everybody jumped over. The only annoying thing is I don't know if I've made this private or not, which I don't think I can change now. It's not blurry on mine, that must be your Wi-Fi, I think, Lisa. Yeah, it's not going to let me make it private, but never mind. I can see it fine on my screen. Is it okay for everybody else? Let's check that it's okay before we continue. No, mine looks fine as well. Good. Yay. Sorry about that. It's very annoying, but here we are. Technology sent to try us. I'm just going to connect that. Right. So, VIPs, what would you like to see? What shall we brainstorm? I mean, I'm supposed to go over stencils, the VIP stencil, but I feel like the pen test stencil is pretty self-explanatory, so I don't think it really needs me to show you how to do it, because it basically is trace and go. So I'm happy to do a little show and tell. We can brainstorm some other stencils. I'll just grab my classics. We can chat. Is there anything that anybody particularly wants to see? I know someone said the stopwatch from the fitness stencil. I'm just seeing if I can find it. One that I didn't get down. Secrets. So I can tell you some stuff, but there is some stuff that I can't tell you. Let's begin a spread and then we can chat. Is there anything anyone particularly wants to see me set up or demo? Oh, very quiet. Where's I'm going to put my boxes in for my to-do list? Oh, super quiet. Stunned silence. When I do a master list, I just write everything. It's a bit of a brain dump, because I have so many things that are going on over the course of the month. They aren't necessarily week dependent. They're kind of ongoing things that are all linked to each other. So I tend to split it up by area. So for example, website, subscription boxes, shop things. That's how I split up my brain dump pages, just because it falls more logically in my head that way. In terms of speeding up monthly pages, that's actually something that I could, if I share what I'm thinking, I may do a spread to kind of capture some of this information because we're working on it at the moment. That probably makes sense. So the big project we've got going on at the moment is the mini one. What we're doing with the mini one, how we're changing it for the next 12 months, because the next box, which is the Life is Sweet box, is for December. So the one that is dispatched in November is going to be for January, so kind of starting a new year. So I'm gonna do a little brainstorm page while we chat, if that's okay with everyone. So yeah, we're rehashing, relaunching the, where's my things, the mini one. I'm not going to tell you what we're changing to the actual things inside it, because I do want that to be a surprise, and when I launch it I want to have the products in front of me so that I can show you, so that it's not my descriptions making things confused. What am I looking for? Looking for Plan It Out. Have I taken it out? Yes, I have. That's a big part of it, is changing the products. But the other thing that I want to do at the same time, and I've been thinking about it for a while, is to increase up what we're doing in terms of digital content that is included. So at the moment there is the printable colouring pages, which the VIPs obviously get, and that will continue to be the case. We're not going to change that. But we've had a few requests for copies of, for example, the colouring page that comes with Daisy Doodles, the calendar cards, those kind of things, to be available digitally so that you can use them in different ways, which got me thinking that there's other digital content that we could include that would be useful, which then led me to thinking, what is the best way of delivering that content? Because at the moment we've got the members shop, which is fine, but it's password protected. If we're putting more stuff on there, and it won't just be digital content that's going on there, we would need to be changing the password every month, which is quite admin heavy in keeping everyone updated with the password. We also, basically, Tracy spends a massive amount of time replying to queries about where is the password for this, where is the password for that, I've lost my password, I can't find the information. People are looking in one account and it's in another account. So trying to make it more straightforward for everybody so that it's really easy to find what you're looking for, without creating more work our end. There's a long-winded reason that I'm telling you all of this. So the easiest way of doing it would be that as a subscriber to the mini one, if it were able to automatically give you access to the members area so that it wasn't password protected, you become like a member. In theory, that's totally doable. The problem that we have is that the two shops are so distinct that the shop doesn't see what the subscriptions are doing. So in order to make you a member for an area of the shop, it would mean having to import that information once a month, which again would be doable, but it means if someone signs up in the middle of the month, they wouldn't be a member until I do the upload. So it becomes quite query heavy, and also that's a lot of admin for me. So what I've decided is that I'm using it as an opportunity to merge the two websites. This is massive. It's a massive amount of admin. I've spoken to Kate and she thinks we can do it. It will be a logistical pain in my backside. But what it will mean is that when you become a subscriber, or when you are an active subscriber, you will automatically have access to a members area. So that's the one benefit. It will mean that our past boxes can be combined with other things. It won't mean subscriptions can be combined with other things. That's not going to happen. It's just not logistically possible, because we would have to individually pack each of the subscription boxes. And if we do that, then we have to put the prices up. But it will mean that past boxes could be combined with other things. It will mean that we can make a much bigger deal of the fact that if people are subscribers, we can give them additional content much more easily. So by additional content, I don't just mean the digital things, but also what I have planned is a lot of add-on things, different stuff that matches in. So if you want to buy a matching font stencil, for example, to something that's in the box, you'll be able to, as a member, access that. So there'll be things that are only available to our subscribers, rather than making the subscriber products available for everybody. It will be an exclusive area that you get. We've got a mini one ring binder that will only be available to subscribers. It means we can give subscribers things at special prices. So it's all exciting. The digital content that I'm hoping to include, which I'm going to brainstorm in a second, will be things like monthly layouts. So like the whole month on a page, set up for the month ahead that you can download and add into your journal. So Alex, if we're thinking quick monthly setups, it'll be print and go, monthly habit trackers, that kind of thing. That will be available in a digital format to our subscribers. So making a lot more of that subscriber content, because we will have an easy place for it to all go. Because at the moment, to have any digital content, we have to have it as a listing and then have it password protected and then provide the password, which inevitably means that people lose the password, which means that then they can't access it, or it creates more admin. So just trying to make it as streamlined as possible, So it's really easy, so that you're automatically a member if you are a subscriber, and when you stop subscribing you can no longer see that content. So if we can make it happen, and I said before, this is an if, not a definite, because it is going to be a big old job. We will start with the mini one and get that transferred and leave the big one where it is for this next box. And then once the mini one's all done, in theory, then we can then move the big one over. The challenge of it is, apart from the fact that we need to move all the information that we have in the Love Daisy website to Oops-a-Daisy, which is a big job, is that because we don't hold your payment data, that is securely held by our payment providers, it will need us to cancel all of those subscriptions and for people to manually themselves, each of you, resubscribe on Oops-a-Daisy. So we can't do that. Inevitably that will mean we lose subscribers, because it's just the nature of the beast that a lot of people will be letting those subscriptions run, and if they physically have to do something they won't do it. So that's a challenge for us, to kind of minimize subscription number losses, because we don't want to do that, because what we want to do is make it better for everybody. But yeah, that's the plan. That's what I'm hoping to do. I hope that we'll keep all of you guys, but yeah, there is always going to be a percentage loss at a time where we can't really afford to be losing customers. So a big thing that I'm going to be doing as a new subscriber thing, again, if it happens and I get it all done, so have all of this in pencil at the moment, not for definite, is that I know I spoke to you guys before about having like a journaling 101 course that we wanted to do. I'm not going to have time to pre-record content for that and edit it, and I think it's going to make it more difficult to be interactive with people. So my feeling was, what I would do is create a week-long Journal 101 interactive course where I went live maybe 5 out of the 7 days, and on those 5 days we have a schedule for setting up a new journal. So perhaps Monday is the day we do our future logs, Tuesday is the day we do our habit trackers, Wednesday is when we do our goals for the year, Thursday is when we do our monthly spread, or something. That's not exact. I was going to do something like that anyway. What I think I'm going to do is set that up. It's going to be a chargeable thing, because it's going to be a lot of time. So basically you would get your journal and you would attend those live sessions over the course of the week, and we would set up our 2023 journals together. For subscribers that have transitioned over to the new website, you will get access to that content for free. So it will mean it's a bit of an incentive to continue your subscription and to go through the process of putting in your payment details again, which is a 5-minute job, but it's just a nice little bonus incentive as a beginner to 2023 with all of our new planning things. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. We're in the process of figuring out the logistics for it all, which are a lot. But yeah, be interested to know your thoughts on any or all of the above. I know you guys, it's not a big deal probably where you access your subscription content, but it will mean we just have one website, so it should be easier to find the things that you've seen rather than having to search 2 websites for information. It means we only have one website to maintain. Running a website is expensive. All of the additional features that we have on our website cost us money. So it's in the hope that in the long run, although it's going to be a few months of pain, it will be better for you guys, and it will be better for us. That's my plan. Yeah, it should mean just one password. No password to access the subscriber area, because that will just be based on membership. I mean, in the long term, I would also love to bring the VIP into the website, so that we can then make the VIP area a membership thing rather than having a password. But what we need to do is see how complicated this merge is before we jump onto the next thing. So that isn't going to be a very soon project, but that is my hope in the long run, that the VIP and everything can be in-house. Because at the moment, if you have any payment queries or anything about VIP, I can't do anything about it because it's all managed by Patron. So that would be my long-term plan. Yes, Jem, I have. So Jem has said currently pays a year in advance. Just wondering if we thought about how that would work. So it actually, for the people that have paid ahead, it's easier for us because we've received that payment. So we can manually transfer those people. So what we will be doing is, once we announce what the changes we are making to the actual subscription product is, we will give people the option to, if they want to subscribe, because there are going to be changes. If they don't want to subscribe, continue to subscribe, they can cancel. If they have prepaid, we will refund any prepayment that is left if you don't want to continue. So that's that. Becky, that once you've resubscribed, it'll be exactly the same. It's basically because all of the two websites are completely different. We don't hold any of the payment details. It is set up with Stripe, who are our payment processor. So I can't move that from here to here. I don't have the permission to use your card in that way. So I can cancel this, but I can't set up this. You will need to set up this. Once you've set up over here, it will work in exactly the same way as it did here. The only difference will be when you log into your account, you'll be able to see orders, subscriptions, downloads, everything all in the same place. The other potential is that we can then incentivize subscriptions with our reward system. So it'll all basically be in one area rather than having to do things separately. I should say right now, there will be no combining of anything with subscription boxes. There will be no reward badges with subscription boxes. There will be no adding a stencil into subscription boxes. That definitely is not going to become a thing, because subscription boxes have to be packed in bulk. We can't individually do them. To do that would increase our costs to a point where we can't offer what we do for the subscription boxes. So the subscription boxes at the moment and ongoing contain a lot more product than what you pay for. So if we were to have to individually pack each one based on individual requirements, we wouldn't make any money. It would take too much time. It's physically not possible. So be aware that that is the case. It will just mean everything can be accessed in one place. That is the plan going forward. The other thing is that any standalone boxes, because they are standalone boxes, there will be additional post charged on them. So there is a definite benefit to subscription as opposed to ordering each standalone box as you go along. Because at the moment, we are not making the money we need to cover our costs with subscription boxes. So we need to make changes. They take a huge amount of design time. They take a huge amount of packing time, maintenance time, admin time. So we have to make things more simple in order to continue to be able to offer the products that we're offering. which I hope that you all think is worth the money because you'll subscribe. So yeah, basically that is our plan, but we do have some exciting changes for the actual box planned, which I will reveal in time. Hopefully you will like them all. I think you will, but there will be a ton more digital content. There'll be a ton more exclusive items. I've got some really cute pens ordered to go with the first mini one that you can opt to purchase as a subscriber. We've got the storage folders that you can opt to purchase as a subscriber. They will be at subsidised prices that are subscriber only prices. So there'll be a ton more benefits that still make it super good value. And that's the plan. We just have to figure it all out logistically, because that is massive at a time when we already have a ton of stuff on. Dawn, I'm hoping so, but as I said, I prefaced at the beginning of this is not a definite. We're in the process of working out logistics. I just kind of wanted to sound you all out for it. It may be that it doesn't happen at all. The changes to the mini one will happen, but the merge may not happen. Yes, we will be changing Daisy Doodles, for sure. But that will be announced. Again, with Daisy Doodles, sadly, having a product just for children, if I'm completely honest with you, I was very excited about it. It hasn't sold in the way that we need it to in order to make it worth the massive amount of design time that it took. And that's why we don't have the Daisy Doodles website anymore, because there just wasn't the market for us, or we didn't find the market, or we launched it at the wrong time, or it wasn't the right product. So we're having to try to make our current Daisy Doodles product something that works for older children and adults. So less of a planning product, more of a decorative product that older kids and adults can both use, so that there is a broader market for it. Because to continue to make a subscription product for, I think it was about 50 people, at the price that we were doing it for, I mean, it was £5.50 for a stencil that we generally sell for £7.50, plus a colouring page, plus postage and packaging. Yeah, it just wasn't. You have to be selling massive numbers for those numbers to work, and we weren't, so it didn't. So we are changing up. I'm really excited about what we're doing with Daisy Doodles. I think you guys are going to love it. We've looked at the survey feedback, and there was really clear messages of the types of things that people wanted to see. So that is what we are moving Daisy Doodles towards. There is a name change. So yeah, I'm excited. It's just, it is going to be so much work. I can't even tell you. So I'm prepared that it is going to be a lot of work. But that's okay. I'm not scared of hard work. In the long run, it's going to be really cool, because it's going to mean we can make so much of that subscriber area. I'm thinking like monthly downloads. Yes, there is going to be storage for the pocket stencils. So this isn't it because it's not branded, but it's basically a smaller version of the ring binder. And there's going to be some other surprises which I can't tell you about, but there is going to be storage. Emily, the Daisy Doodles 2.0 that is got a new name that I can't tell you yet, is going to coordinate with the mini one 2.0, 3.0 actually. So they are still going to be in line together. It is still possible. We're just making it so much more straightforward, really. Basically, rather than having, like at the moment, each month I do a different icon for Daisy Doodles and for Mini One that are the same theme. They take a few hours each, and it's madness because it's the same theme. So we're basically going to have, we will announce the monthly subscription box theme, and the other things will fall within it. It's all going to be much more streamlined. You're going to have the option of the mini one or the new Daisy Doodles, or you can combine them as some of you are already. There's going to be benefits to being a subscriber. So if you buy standalone boxes, you won't be able to access the subscriber only area. You won't be able to get the digital content that comes with it. We want to thank our subscribers by having that additional content. And it also, by people subscribing, you can still pause it, you can still cancel it without any notice. We're not locking you in any way, but it just generally makes it a lot easier for us to plan ahead as to how many of things we need. At the moment, because there's the option to up and down within Mini One and Mini One Plus, I have to purchase so far in advance that we end up with stuff left over, which is not a clever way to be running a business. We've basically just got stuff sat that we can't then use because it was exclusive to the box. So just trying to be smarter about it all, really, so that we can continue to offer a really nice product. I'm really excited about the changes to the Mini One. I can't wait to show you. There are changes and I think you're going to love them. We have kept the bits that you said you loved, and we've changed some other things. It's exciting. There's some really exciting things, but what we're kind of focusing on, we've got the designs for all of the first boxes stuff. They are in manufacture at the moment, so once we've got them, we'll photograph them. We're going to share it all with you so that before people make the decision whether they want to continue to subscribe, they've seen what the first one looks like. And then they can make a decision based on that. So we're not taking people's money. The changes will be from the January planning box, which is actually the November dispatch box. So October's dispatch box, the one that goes on the 14th of October, is Life is Sweet. And that is the last of the current sort, which is the one, it'll have December's stencil in it, and then from November it'll be the new style. It's just now a race against time to see if we can do all the other things to be ready for that box, which I think we can. I have faith in us. It's amazing what you can achieve once you put your mind to it. We've got pretty much everything designed for the 12 days. The festive one will be gone this week. Most of the stuff is designed for Into the Wild as well. The new journals are all designed, so we can really start focusing on the mini one. The other thing that we're going to do potentially is stick those monthly header stencils in the subscriber only area. So if anyone missed any, you could add in the one you've missed, but only for subscribers. It won't be on the main website. Let me just read your comments because I'm nattering. Gemma says, we'll support you for as long as we possibly can, and we'll also know that we would let you know if we didn't think something was quite right. Thank you. I hope that everything that I've said makes sense. What I'm trying to do is that I honestly believe it will all be a long-term benefit to both customer and us, which is what we try to do. I think I am such a people pleaser that sometimes it's easy to keep adding in stuff and trying to do things based on whether people will like it, and lose sight of, yeah, but ultimately it's not just me anymore. I've got other people working for the business, and I have to make sure that, you know, we can pay them. That's a big pressure in the current economic climate. So they have to be smart decisions, but they have to be decisions that will work for both the customer and us. Emma says, when do the journals go on sale? Good question. What I'm waiting for is the sample. Basically, the company that we've got them from are manufacturing at the moment. We will receive one of each type, hopefully not too far from now. Once we've received one of each type and we're happy with them, we can photograph and get pre-orders going. They have said hopefully either next week or the week after, but these things take time and I'm very impatient. Once we've got pre-order, and we should have a better date from them as to when everything will arrive, I would guess that they will get to you mid to end of November, but that is a finger in the air estimate. I can't promise that right now, but it should be before the end of the year. You can't, Becky says, and Lisa, are any of the old January stencils left? Can we get the header stencils now that we've missed? Not currently. They will be added to the new subscriber shop once we've merged. So that is a job for the new subscriber shop. So there's no point me doing stuff now that I then have to redo once we merge the websites. So I'm trying to be smart, and then we'll have it all up and running. So Gemma was asking about the habit tracker for 2023. That will probably be a subscriber exclusive download. Yeah. Danielle says, you can't please us all no matter how hard you try, keep it mixed up. Yeah, and that's the thing that is so hard with subscription boxes, is that everybody likes something different, which is why we try to do different things all the time. I mean, we got quite a lot of feedback. Not quite a lot, that is a lie. It's just the ones that I think hit the hardest. We got some feedback that people didn't like cute characters with faces. That is Oops a Daisy style. We are cute and colourful and playful. So if that's not your jam, I would say probably not the best subscription box. But the plan is definitely to have more variation on themes. Theme wise, I liked our themes this year. I was pretty happy with all of them. My least favourite was probably the Love Heart one, but that's just because I'm not a Love Heart person. Some people really like that one. So yeah, we'll keep mixing it up. But there were some definite kind of themes from the survey, which is what we've tried to keep in mind when we were coming up with what we're going to offer. When I say there's going to be changes, it's not like, you know, we're not completely changing what we're doing. We're not having a completely different style. But there's some definite points that we've taken on board with what we are doing. So hopefully you will all find them useful, but keeping it mixed up. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. It's hard doing a subscription box because because I'm a people pleaser by nature, I want everyone to love everything, which is not possible. I mean, I don't love everything. It's not all my style. There are definitely boxes which are more my cup of tea and boxes that are less my cup of tea, but that is what we try to mix it up so that I know some that I am not a massive fan of, other people might be, but there is a general style that we have, and I think we've done a good job of developing that style, that it will mostly fall into that category. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of work, but that is what it is. Hopefully in the long run it'll be a lot less work. It's just getting it sorted. You know, at the moment, every month when we do subscriptions, I have to run a report, which in itself takes around an hour to generate. I then have to divide that down into the multiple different types of subscription box, then have to import all of those manually into our postage system. We then have to upload all of the different items from a customs point of view. We then have to print off those in different sections. It's very time intensive. If it's all in the website, that should all be automated. There'll also be less options. So it should be easier. Creating things like multiple icons, having 2 websites to keep updated, all of that is just a bit of a pain in the bum, and not wise use of my time. So simplifying that should be easier. Gemma says with the digital content it also allows pages using the hybrid too. Yes, this is what I was thinking. So the pages will be designed so that they have room for hole punching. So if you wanted to print them off and hole punch them at home and add them into your hybrid planner, you can do. It's smart to, if we're designing a colouring page for Daisy Doodles, which won't be Daisy Doodles anymore, why not have it available digitally? But if we then have to upload a new password, send that out to everybody, import all of that into our newsletter thing, newsletters end up going into junk mail, people then, you know, like it's for the sake of a free printable ends up creating a load of work for everybody else. So this is why the more automated all of it can be, the more we can offer people without basically creating a whole load of job for no benefit. So yeah, I think it will be good. I think it will be exciting. We spent a lot of time thinking about all of it. Starting with the product first, getting the product right is the most important thing, and I think we've nailed that now with the new mini one. It looks good. It makes sense. So that's job one. Blinking photography. I'm going to write that in a big bubble. It's going to be one of our jobs for this week. What else do I need to do? Comms. I'm going to put. I'm so excited to show you the next theme. It's really cool. Very cute. You're welcome, Anna. By the way, some of the things have started arriving for the 12 days of planning, and they're so nice. You're going to love it. I'm excited for you all to see it. The boxes in themselves are really nice. The fact that they've got the magnetic closure makes them much more easy to use. I think that's all I can do without giving anything away. Would you like me to demo any stencils? The code will still be there on the invoice for the next one, which is due to come out on Sunday. So if you have deleted it, you should get the code again. It is only valid for one single use per person. But yeah, if you missed it, you should see it. Yes, of course you can. So this is my cover page, which I haven't written anything in yet. These are just going to be to-do lists. And then these are my weekly spreads. They're basically two variations on weekly spreads. We use the transfers for the dates and for these bits. This is the skinny washi, and then the washi tape itself is the days of the week. That's it. That's my monthly spread. Danielle, I don't have the snail mini one with me, I'm afraid, so I can't show you. But basically, you do the snail's body, and then the snail shell. The tail of the shell should be, yeah, there. So if you look at the washi tape or the picture, you can see how the swirl of what direction the swirl goes in. Mimic that with the direction that the circles are going in. But there's 31 circles, so you can use it as a mood tracker or a habit tracker. Yeah, any sort of tracker really, or you can just decorate it and have it be a snail. Definitely look at the snail that is on, well, any of the printed items, and have your swirly bit going in the same direction. That's the key. Claire, there was a free stencil as a subscriber to the big one. You may have got it when you originally signed up, but if you haven't, the coupon code for that is on every time you purchase a box. It comes on the invoice. So if you haven't already redeemed it, you can do. But if you have already redeemed it, you can't redeem it twice. The system will not allow it. Yeah, the snail on the postcard is a good guide. Or the washi, or the stickers, or the icon for the box that's on our social media, if you don't have any of those bits anymore. So in terms of digital downloads, what is useful to you guys? Jen, when you say the monthly calendars are one page, do you mean like a year's worth, the whole of 2023? Cool. So the scrapbook paper will stay within the main printables and will still be a VIP thing. What I'm thinking more of for kind of subscriber exclusive is more productivity based things. Yeah. Okay, Laura. Yeah. And again, I think in the long term, we would like to have more kind of resources based around each month. There is a limit to how much time I have. So things like monthly calendars are relatively straightforward once we have the design laid out to alter, and habit trackers and things. I can think on that for sure. That's why we're thinking along the lines as well as having a sort of subscriber exclusive stuff within the shop. So if we used a particular font within the box, then having those fonts available to purchase should you want to, all as subscriber exclusive things. So it really makes that a benefit of being a subscriber, I guess. Danielle, you remembered. A massive argument is what happened. They redid the tiling. I can't remember where I got to with telling you guys about it all. They basically had to take all the tiling off and redo it. Once that was finished, it was a lot better, but I still personally didn't think that it was to the standard that I expected. Don't get me wrong, the kitchen looks lovely, but there are some bits where I wasn't happy about it. They then messed me around ongoing, came back to do something, left with no communication. I assumed that they weren't coming back, so basically got the walls sorted by a decorator. And whilst I was on holiday in Singapore, which was something like 6 weeks since they left with no communication, they called me and said, we've got the missing baseboard, we'll be round tomorrow. And I told them there was no way that they were being allowed back into my house. To which they then kicked off because they were expecting to receive the final payment once they'd finished those bits, which I refused to pay. So we went backwards and forwards with some arguments for a while, and come to agreement. It was halfway what was left. I still think that they've been paid more than what they should have been done, and I probably could have taken them to court, but to be honest, I didn't have the energy or the headspace for it, so I ended up paying a bit more, but not the full amount, and had the bits finished by someone else that sorted it for me. So the kitchen looks lovely. The company themselves I would never recommend, and they were a nightmare. So that is what happened. Very stressful. But yeah, the fact that they left without finishing everything and didn't even like call me to say we'll be back in X amount of time to finish it. They just literally left, no communication for 6 weeks, and then called up and were like, we'll be around tomorrow. And I was like, no. So yeah, fun and games. I think there were some liberties being taken. I also think there was a big part of it was I'm a woman that live on my own, and they thought that they could get away with whatever, but I wasn't having any of it. I mean, the fact that on multiple occasions I said I wanted one thing and they did the opposite, and I would say, but we discussed this and I wanted this, and they were like, yeah, but this is better, and I'm like, feel like I'm the customer and it should be down to me what I want in my house. Jane said, I love the fountain pen in the penny box. Is there any way I can buy any more? We do have some, actually. See, this is the sort of thing, Jane, that I'm thinking when we have like additional stuff like that we can have in the subscribers area. I've got some sets of pens. I've got some of those fountain pens. So yeah, I'll write a note to myself and we'll get them on the subscribers area. It just means for things like that you guys, there's not enough for me to put them up for sale for everybody, but there's enough for subscribers, or there's a limited amount. Danielle says, what an awful experience, glad it's all sorted, it's just hassle you don't need, had a similar experience, it's not nice. No, I was really let down because it's the first time I've ever had something like this done to a property. It was a massive purchase, massive, to undertake, and I'd kind of seen it like it was, I work my bum off, I am a grown-up, I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to have a new kitchen, and it's going to be lovely, and it's purple, and I was really looking forward to it, and this is a very first world problem, but I kind of set it up in my head to be this like massively positive thing, and it ended up being weeks and weeks and weeks. Like it took something like 6 months, and they'd told me 2 weeks tops, they did all the tiling, then had to take all the tiling out, then redid all the tiling. In the process of redoing all the tiling, they then damaged the hob the ceramic hob, so then had to replace the ceramic hob. Like, it was just a bit of a shambles. They've damaged my wooden floor in my living room. They've my fish pond in the garden was trash because they'd cut all the tiles next to it and it just blocked the filter. They just didn't show any care, and it was stressful, and then ended up going backwards and forwards with massive arguments, which they weren't listening to, and just ignoring my points. Yeah, it was all just a bit of a shambles, really. But Kate, I agree with you. I think I am a feminist and I do get on my heels about it, but there was definitely an element of, I would say one thing, and I wasn't saying things about things that I don't know about. So I wasn't talking about the way that they build things, for example, which they should be the experts. We were having conversations about the aesthetic, and I was being told, no, this would be better. And I was firm in what I wanted it to look like. For example, things like the trim around the tile. I had, on all of the cupboards, I've got like a tarnished metal handle, and they put like a shiny silver trim around the tile, and I said I'd prefer it to be white because the aesthetic of what I've chosen has got like a tarnished gunmetal, and have this like really, really artificially shiny trim, just it's jarring against it and I don't like it. And he said, well, I think this is better. And I said, well, I don't agree with you. When I decided that I wanted those gunmetal handles, they told me that I wouldn't want them because they're too expensive, which is just, it's basically insulting, isn't it? It's like, you don't judge what I can and can't afford, or what I will and won't spend money on. If I've said that I want this, give me the price for it. So there were lots of like those sorts of things. A massive thing about a corner cupboard where I said I wanted open wooden shelving, which was what was in the original quote, and they told me that a enclosed corner unit would be better, and I said I don't want an enclosed corner unit, I want open wooden shelving, which is in the quote. And I came home and they'd fitted a corner unit. So I was like, we had literally had a conversation today with two different people where I specifically said to you, I don't want a closed corner unit, I want open wooden shelving. And they were like, oh, well, we'll take it down then. Like, you know, it was nuts. It was totally nuts. Yeah, if they had been more professional, they would have had an excellent reference. All I wanted was what we had discussed and what was in the designs. It shouldn't have been complicated. But they, yeah, between the builder and the kitchen fitting company, they decided what they wanted for my kitchen was better than what I wanted. So I ended up having to go and purchase the wooden shelving, which is really lovely, waxed, like reclaimed wood corner shelving from Etsy for an extra couple of £100 when it was included in the quote. These are the things. It's just, it was mad, and they wanted to fit me like a melamine corner unit, and I'm like, no. I want open corners so I can have like succulents on it and put my coffee machine under it, and like, yeah, the whole thing was very irritating. Everyone is well and truly bored of me talking about it, but I found it like it was insane. I did feel like I was just going a bit nuts. Like we'd have a whole conversation and I'd come home and they'd done the complete opposite. And I'm like, I'm paying a lot of money as a customer for you to deliver what we discussed. It's not like I changed my mind. It was as part of the original discussions. And they would just do something different, or they'd make decisions without like talking to me, like with the silver trim. And I'm like, why would you think that I would want weird, bright silver trim when that's not what it was, yeah. And then they tiled the tiling upside down and it was all cracked. And when I complained about that, I came home and the giant Russian builder said to me, what is wrong with this tiling? And I was like, it's upside down. And he was like, oh. I'm like, I don't need to be made to feel like I'm complaining about something silly in my own house. I should love it. In the end, I've ended up with a kitchen I do love, but it took a lot of time and it took much more stress than it should have done. So, yeah. That's what happened with the kitchen. Bet you wish you didn't ask, Danielle. Was a massive, and it's kind of made me like not want to do that sort of thing again, which is sad, because like I am that person that is basically obsessed with grand designs and love it or list it and all of those things. Like I love home decor. I'd love the idea of having a house and like doing it up, but the stress of this experience with this one very small kitchen has probably put me off doing all of those things. Yeah, and I said the same, Lisa, they should have been paying me. Like, they're lucky that they got any money out of me, but it was basically getting to the point where I'd refused to pay, they weren't backing down, and it was going to end up going to court, and I probably would have won in court based on the amount of evidence that I'd gathered. But they came back with, right at the last minute before we went to court, they came back with a proposal. So yeah, I did get a chunk of money off, but I don't think any amount of money would have made me happy with their service. Fun times. I thought I'd do some actual showing you guys stuff rather than just complaining about my kitchen. It was offensive, and I do wonder if I'd have been married, if the situation would have been the same. I don't think it would have been. You know, I think they would have probably listened to a man and not said, "Are you sure you want that? Because I don't think you can afford it." Which is quite offensive, whether or not I can afford the handles or not. It's not for them to decide whether I can afford something, is it? Right, stop whinging, Mella. Danielle says, I'm the same as you. I was taken to court because of a bad plumber. I'm now scared to do any more because of that experience. Yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? Like, and I really didn't want it to be that way. In fact, they were one of the more expensive quotes. But they had promised me like a totally managed situation, project managed. I wouldn't need to be chasing things. What they delivered was so very different. Someone asked me about the stopwatch. Who was that? Was it the stopwatch on the... Did I take it out? Am I losing my marbles? Maybe. I haven't left a review yet because I felt like if I leave a review... I'm going to. I don't need their aggro. Also just felt really like unsafe in my own home, the way that they were behaving. I got extra locks fitted and security, so, and it's not like they did anything to make me feel unsafe in my own home. It's just that, you know, when you've got a bunch of men basically telling you, do you mean this thing? Whoever asked me about the stopwatch. If you do, then it will be basically like a digital watch. Hi Louise, how are you? You know, I did a whole month of achieving my activity on my Apple Watch every day. And then Frecklebean dislocated her knee. And we haven't been out for a walk since. She's in the room with me now. If you can hear her sneezing, that's Freckle. So the timer on it is basically a digital clock, so 3:22 for example. And then I think it's the same on the pocket one. Just, hello, are you okay? Are you okay? What are you shouting for? I thought you'd like some time away from Elvis Presley. Oh, I know. Are you okay? Someone's just woken up. Oh, okay. And then the stopwatch is basically Freckle. Darling. Well, okay, but we're still busy. She's been such a good girl, Emma. Such a good girl. I know she's been a bit demanding now, but she can't go for walks or anything, so she gets quite bored. So that's why I've brought her upstairs. Basically, she can't be allowed to be left alone, so she's not allowed to jump on and off of things. So I'm trying to keep her occupied. Freckle! Oh! What? She says, I'm okay, really. I just got a bit of a funky leg. I know. Very loud. Yes. I can't remember who said they wanted the stopwatch now, but I've done a version anyway. You okay? I think I might have a treat up here. Do you want one? Let me just give Doggo a treat. Hit me up with any other things that you'd like me to show you, if you have them. If not, I just realised it's been an hour already. Blimey. Here you go. You go, Bubba. It's always got treats whenever I go. Is there anything else you'd like to see or like to ask or need to know? I say I will be sharing all the details of the mini one very, very soon. We just need to get everything sorted and photographed and know firmly the timeline of things that are happening, and then we will share. I will do some sort of live stream to show the next lot of products. Is it delicious? You can't hide it, darling. Because you can't jump on things. She's walking around holding her treat now, because that's what freckle beans do. Oh, we've all gone a bit quiet. The festive one is due to be sent on the 1st of October. There is a mail strike at the end of next week. The team are doing everything they can to potentially be able to send it out prior to the mail strike. But I can't promise. Hopefully we can get it out kind of Wednesday, Thursday. But the mail strike is going to delay delivery regardless, I think. We're not going to get it out tomorrow. The packing itself is a mammoth job, because everything has to be punched and put in ring binders, and then wrapped, etc, etc. So it's taking a lot longer to pack than a regular festive one, which I think Jordan's cursing me for thinking that the hybrid planner was a good idea for the festive one, but it looks amazing. So if you've got one coming, the binder looks very cool, and I'm really pleased with the inserts, which I designed. So yeah, super excited. Lisa, every time I try to print the list of stencils, I only get the A5 list. No, they're all on the same listing. So once you've downloaded it, there'll be multiple elements to download. So one will be A5, one will be super easy, one will be font. Can you show me how to do your girl gong? Sure. I'm pretty sure I've got a gonk in here, but let me just see if I can find one. She says, there's one. It's all very nice, and if you're a Mini One subscriber, the Mini One also coordinates with the binder, so everything coordinates together. So I start with the schnoz, then I do the hat. He is in the festive one binder, so he is, he features in the festive one binder. So I've got the nose and then the band of the hat. I then add the plaits. Remember, you could just do it all in pencil rather than commit into pen like I am doing. Bye, Jem. Nice to chat. Take care. So this is the hair. I've just done those little lines, and then I like to just add a little. So basically, it's the elastic band that's holding the hair, and then I would think of where the feet are going to go. So here. So I've got nose, then schnoz, then hair, and then put on her body. Like this. Does that make sense? I've got the washi tape. I don't know if I have. If you look at the washi, you can see the different. Failing it. I'm doing this today. This is last year's festive one. You can see that how they're decorated, so you can copy. also add in something on the hat where you could do stripes. However you feel. Can you see that? Does that make sense? Okay, I think that might be it. Randomly, that's 90 minutes of me talking nonsense. It's been like a therapy session for me. Thank you. Hopefully all of the information regarding the mini one makes sense to you and you think it's a good idea and you're down for it. Say it shouldn't, other than the fact that you have to just put your details in one more time. It shouldn't be any different to what you're doing at the moment. Just basically you'll only have one password to remember, so lots of exciting times ahead, Alex. Yes. I'm very excited that we've got a little bit of an uphill climb just to get the logistics sorted, but I think it's going to be worth it, and it's going to open up what we can do massively, which is exciting. Once all of that is done, then we can kind of full steam ahead with all of the like fun extra things that we want to offer subscribers that we can't do very easily now. So that's exciting. You can also add the plait to the end of the beard for a very hipster gonk situation. Also, just before you all go, there may be more gonks coming. Just saying. That's it. I'll leave you with that teaser. You'll be happy. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for a lovely Sunday. Sorry about the technical hitches at the beginning. YouTube hates me. But we got there in the end, and you're all here because you're awesome, which is very cool. And I'm all tidy and organised, which almost never happens. So yeah, I will catch you all probably in a couple of weeks. Once we've got all of the details, I will announce the live stream where I'll show all of the new mini one stuff, and I can do a proper Q&A because I will have the answers to everything. That's the plan anyway. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Love lots. Take care. Bye 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 bye.